What's up everyone? So today's video is going to be slightly different. Typically we're modifying something or showing some performance gains or reviewing something of that nature, but today I wanted to break down very simple and a few things that I think you should carry in your vehicle. We usually are modifying either the Viper or the Ram, doing something of that nature, but no matter which vehicle I'm traveling in, I always try to make sure I have these few things with me in the vehicle at all times. It's saved myself and others that I know in a pinch. Some of us, this stuff is going to be kind of common sense or stuff that you guys probably already have in your car or is obvious stuff, but there's a few things that I want to show and share with you guys and show you guys the 5 things that I always make sure are in my vehicle. Okay, so let's start with number 5 and then we'll work all the way down to the most important in my opinion. Number 5 would be to have yourself a few tools. Definitely one of these cheap little socket kits. Honestly, you guys, this thing is so cheap and it saved me in so many situations I can't even go into words with it. These things are usually about $3 to $5. Sometimes you can find them on sale at Harbor Freight. They're usually blowing them out. This one's definitely seen better days, but all the pieces are still there. And it has both imperial and metric, a very wide range of sizes, and you can honestly really unbolt and rebolt or tighten anything on the vehicle underneath the hood. Obviously, the wheels and stuff, you're already going to have the toolkit for the wheels, assuming it's going to be still in the trunk with the vehicle. So that aside, this smaller size stuff, if there's anything loose on the engine or you have to tackle anything, this would usually get it. And along with that is make sure you have some sort of screwdriver. So I'm putting these two together, both the socket kit and the screwdriver. Have one of these screwdrivers that has multiple bits. It has a Phillips and it has a slot or a flathead. Something like this will go a long way, whether it's tightening a clamp or, there's a lot of different clamps on the air box and whatnot underneath the hood. But anyways, this stuff can really save you in a pinch. So that's gonna be number 5 on the list. Make sure you have some version of these two. I'm not saying this brand or this exact style, but some sort of small toolkit. This is super compact. I mean, look at the size of it. It's next to nothing. So I definitely make sure that I have that in either one of my vehicles. Let's move on to the next one. Number 4 is going to be some sort of flashlight. You never know when a flashlight is gonna come in need. If your battery dies, if you're trying to get somebody's attention. I know most people carry cell phones that have flashlights, but it's never a bad idea to have something like this. The flashlight that's on a cell phone is usually, I mean, it does a good job, but it's usually not that impressive. If you get something like this, again, I'm not trying to promote any particular store, but this thing is usually given for free if you go and get a few tools from Harbor Freight. So, I mean, this thing is insanely bright. And I mean, they're cheap. You lose it, the batteries die, who cares? Just make sure you guys have some sort of flashlight. You never know when you might be on the side of the road. Maybe you might want to stick this underneath the car and see what's up, see what's going on. And this is a lot cheaper than a $1,000 cell phone these days if you end up getting this greasy or broken or who knows. Just get yourself a cheap flashlight. Number 3, this one's gonna seem kind of obvious, and to be quite frank with you guys, most modern vehicles, or a lot of modern vehicles, are starting to actually include them in their toolkits in the trunk, and that is an air pump, air compressor, what have you. Definitely always a good idea to have one of these in your vehicle. Whether your tire is just getting a little bit low, 2 situations. Your tire might be getting a little bit low. Maybe you oversaw something, maybe you have a slow leak, maybe you just hit a nail and you have a slow leak at that given time. If you have a pump, you can usually drive somewhere to get it attended to. If it's a slow leak, you can pull over, pump it up to a safe PSI, safe pressure, and you can drive to a facility and get them to patch the tire. Always make sure you have one of these. Can't tell you how much it's come in handy, even just the fact to have it, right? Like if you're at your house and you're just doing general maintenance, it's never a bad idea to have an air compressor, the small crafty one like this. It just runs off the cigarette lighter. And yeah, you can really get yourself out of a pinch, and honestly, it's not a bad idea to have around your house or whatnot, but always try to carry one of these. And we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so number 2 on one of the most important things. This one might be a little bit of a surprise, but I find that it's so essential. I can't even tell you how many times this one's got me out of a pinch, and that is a tire patch kit. These emergency tire patch kits are very cheap, and I'm not even joking. We've got ourselves out of so many situations with these kits. If you guys haven't seen them, they're very simple to use. You remove the screw, you ream out the hole just so that it's the size of the plug. It has a tool with a pistol grip. They're both pistol grips. You put the plug in, jam it in the tire, voila. I've honestly, you know, I've gotten by with that. I know there's going to be some controversy on using a kit like this, but if you've already got a screw penetrating the tire, if you're just plugging it with one of these, it's not going to do too much more damage. The correct way, and you know, full disclaimer, the correct way to patch a tire is to remove it, patch it from the inside with a flat patch, you know, rubber cement, all that good stuff. But in an emergency situation, you guys, if you get a flat tire, you're gonna have the patch kits, and you're also gonna have the pump that we just talked about. And between the two of those, you can, you know, pretty much patch the tire. I've ran these for longer than I want to admit. Honestly, a lot longer than I even want to admit on this video. But these things hold up. I mean, they won't leak once you put them in. They're pretty bulletproof. So they're supposed to be used in an emergency situation, but you can use them for a lot longer than intended without any issues. Make sure you guys have one of these in your car. You guys will thank me in the future if anything ever comes up. I don't wish any bad luck, but trust me, you'll thank me having this in your car. All right, and the number one item to have in your car, pretty obvious, jumper cables, booster cables, what have you. Make sure you have these in your car. I mean, everybody in their lifetime, if you drive a vehicle, at one point in time is going to need a set of these. It's something that no matter, and actually any of these items that I've explained, is something that if you get a new vehicle, you can always take this stuff and use in the next vehicle. So it's something that you can buy, assuming you don't lose it. You can keep this stuff and use it for, you know, a long time without having to replace it. But invest in this stuff. I promise you, all the stuff that I'm explaining here is probably less than, I don't know, $30, $40 combined, but this stuff is gonna save you guys so much headache and potentially being stranded. Jumper cables, I don't have to explain them. Your battery dies, you need to jump, you're the guy with the cables, you're not the person running over trying to ask who has them. And I don't know, for some reason it seems like most people don't carry these. You guys have probably seen it too. You know, somebody will be, hey, do you have jumper cables? No, I don't have them, but have these in your car. They'll help you get out of a pinch. Okay, and just as a bonus, because I want to include one more thing, and it's going to push us over 5, but as a bonus, I would carry some of these things. So, 2 fasteners. Duct tape. I don't even have to explain duct tape. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe, you know, you hit something, some road debris, your bumper's hanging off, it's dragging on the ground. Duct tape. Maybe something's hanging off your car on the bottom. You never know. Some tie wraps, some cable ties. And you can fasten it up so something's not dragging. I mean, there's underbelly shields, there's all sorts of stuff that can happen on the road. Maybe your license plate bolt fell off and it's hanging there. I don't know, there might be a weird situation, but I'm telling you guys, these 2 things will come in handy at one point or another. And throw in some side cutters so that you can trim these as necessary. And also the side cutters help for the other plug patch kits. If you get a screw or nail in your tire, some sort of pliers of some sort so you can pull out the old screw so that you can put in that plug that I showed you in this plug kit, and you can be well on your way after putting air in the tire with the air pump. All right, you guys, so I hope you enjoyed this quick little video on 5 things that I think are essential to keep in your car. This is just my list that I think you guys should keep some of this stuff in your car. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, or truck. But I mean, there's all sorts of things that you can honestly keep in your vehicle. There's lots of companies that sell kits, and I actually have one where it'll include most of this stuff all in one. This thing came with the jumper cables, comes with like a safety emergency kit, and it comes with an air pump, and it's all in one nice little package. And it actually has Velcro on the back so that for most people's cars, if you put it on the trunk floor, it won't slide around and it fastens itself. Kind of cool. Not saying you guys have to get this kit or anything, but those are just the items that are essential out of all this stuff. But I hope you guys liked this video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up for me. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and turning on that bell notification. We do lots of cool stuff on the channel, whether it's with the car or the truck and other vehicles as well, but we're always, modifying, pushing them to the limits and seeing what they're capable of, and also reviewing them to see how they act in the real world. But as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.